Ever wondered if your tech is more than it seems? From alleged mind control programs to devices that spy on your every move, technology has sparked some of the most mind-bending conspiracy theories ever. But are these just wild stories, or do they hint at hidden truths we're not ready to face? Stick around as we unravel the craziest tech conspiracies that will make you question everything you thought you knew. HAARP and weather control. First on our list is HAARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Officially, HAARP was created to study the ionosphere and improve radio communication. However, for decades, conspiracy theorists have speculated that HAARP's true purpose goes far beyond scientific research. The facility, located in Gakona, Alaska, has been accused of having capabilities that border on science fiction. According to some, HAARP can manipulate the weather, triggering devastating hurricanes, earthquakes, and even droughts in distant corners of the globe. Others take the theory even further, suggesting that HAARP's high-frequency transmissions can alter human brainwaves, effectively enabling mind control on a massive scale. Despite repeated denials from scientists and the US, government, public skepticism has only grown. Many point to unexplained weather phenomena and sudden temperature shifts as evidence of HAARP's influence. Even after the facility was reportedly decommissioned in 2014, the theories persisted. Some have speculated that the decommissioning was a strategic move to shift attention away from its true operations, which may have been taken over by private contractors or continued in secret locations. These theories find roots in broader fears about weather manipulation technologies. Projects like cloud seeding, which have been used for rain induction, fuel the belief that weather control is within the realm of possibility. Critics argue that if basic techniques can already modify weather, the advancements made by programs like HAARP could extend far beyond public knowledge. This leads to questions about ethical boundaries and geopolitical implications. What would the world look like if a single nation held the power to weaponize the weather? Would it act as a deterrent or a catalyst for conflict? Is HAARP a misunderstood research project or a powerful tool kept hidden in plain sight? The debate rages on, with believers convinced that the true potential of HAARP remains classified. Project Bluebeam, a global hoax? In 1994, Canadian journalist Serge Monist introduced the world to Project Bluebeam, a theory that reads like the plot of a dystopian novel. Monist claimed that NASA and the United Nations were orchestrating an elaborate plan to stage a global religious awakening through the use of advanced holographic technology. According to Monist, the project would unfold in 4 key stages. The first stage involved orchestrating earthquakes at strategic locations around the world, unearthing artifacts that would cast doubt on established religious beliefs. The second stage would utilize vast holographic projections of religious figures across the skies of major cities, tailored to the predominant beliefs of those regions. The third step would employ mind control technology to broadcast messages directly into the minds of the population, convincing them that these divine figures were speaking to them. Finally, the fourth stage would create chaos through artificial intelligence and synthetic thought, leading to the establishment of a new global order. Although mainstream media and scientific communities have largely dismissed Monist's claims as delusions fueled by paranoia, the theory has found a dedicated following. The concept of a mass deception that could reshape humanity's belief system struck a chord with those who already viewed global institutions with suspicion. The internet has amplified these ideas, creating communities that dissect every technological advancement for signs of Project Bluebeam's implementation. The emergence of deepfake technology and realistic holographic projections has only added fuel to the fire. For some, these advancements are seen as proof that Monist's warnings were not entirely unfounded. Critics point out that such an elaborate plan would require an unprecedented level of coordination among global powers, something they argue is highly unlikely. However, the increasing use of media to shape public perception and the advent of AI-driven content manipulation has made even skeptics pause. Could we be inching towards a reality where Monist's vision becomes possible, even if not in the exact way he predicted? Are we witnessing the groundwork for an elaborate hoax, or is Project Bluebeam just an extreme manifestation of human distrust in power? The light bulb conspiracy. The light bulb conspiracy, also known as planned obsolescence, traces back to the early 20th century when major light bulb manufacturers, including General Electric, Osram, and Philips, formed a secret cartel known as the Phoebus Cartel. The aim was simple yet cunning: limit the lifespan of light bulbs to 1,000 hours to boost sales. Before the cartel's formation, light bulbs could last over 2,500 hours or more, but this extended lifespan meant fewer purchases and lower profits. By artificially shortening the lifespan, the cartel ensured that consumers would need to replace their bulbs more frequently. This strategic manipulation of product durability didn't just stop with light bulbs. planned obsolescence seeped into other sectors, influencing how consumer electronics, home appliances, and even fashion were designed. Decades later, the consequences of this approach are still evident. Smartphones that begin to falter after just a few years, printers with built-in counters that stop functioning after a certain number of uses, and software updates that slow down older devices all hint at the enduring legacy of the light bulb conspiracy. The ramifications of planned obsolescence extend beyond mere consumer inconvenience. Environmentalists have raised alarms about the mountains of electronic waste generated by products that are designed to fail. This cycle of consumption not only depletes natural resources but also poses serious ecological risks. As tech companies roll out new models at an ever-accelerating pace, consumers are left questioning whether innovation is truly driving progress or simply creating a more profitable version of the same old story. It raises a pressing question: how much of what we use today is designed to fail? And to what extent are we unwitting participants in this cycle of consumption? Are tech giants perpetuating a hidden cartel-like practice that echoes the Phoebus cartel's legacy? Or is this just an inevitable outcome of a profit-driven market? The Philadelphia experiment. The Philadelphia experiment remains one of the most compelling tales in the realm of tech conspiracies. According to legend, in 1943, the U.S. Navy conducted a top-secret experiment aimed at rendering the USS Eldridge invisible to enemy radar. The experiment reportedly took place at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard and involved the use of degaussing technology to warp electromagnetic fields. Accounts claim that not only did the ship become invisible, but it also disappeared entirely, reappearing miles away in Norfolk, Virginia, before returning to its original position. The story takes an even darker turn with reports that crew members suffered severe aftereffects, some driven insane, others fused into the ship's metal hull. Skeptics argue that the Philadelphia experiment is a blend of misinterpretation and fiction, fueled by post-war paranoia and the mystique surrounding classified military projects. They point out that degaussing, a real technology used to make ships undetectable to magnetic mines, was misunderstood and exaggerated over time. Yet believers hold firm, asserting that there's more to the tale than official accounts reveal. Some researchers have drawn parallels between the Philadelphia experiment and subsequent military projects that delved into more exotic forms of technology, such as the purported Montauk Project, which allegedly explored mind control and time travel. The enduring mystery continues to inspire books, movies, and documentaries that keep the legend a legend alive. The sheer volume of personal testimonies and third-party accounts lends a degree of credibility to the narrative for those inclined to believe. Could the U.S. Navy have indeed stumbled upon a breakthrough in cloaking technology, or is this story merely an elaborate hoax that captures the public's fascination with the unknown? If there was any truth to these experiments, it raises ethical questions about the lengths governments will go to in the pursuit of technological superiority. Big tech surveillance, truth, or paranoia? The idea that big tech companies are watching us is no longer reserved for conspiracy theorists in tinfoil hats. As technology has become an inseparable part of our daily lives, questions about privacy have evolved from whispers to headlines. Smartphones, smart TVs, voice-activated assistants, and other internet-connected devices have opened up new avenues for data collection. Some patents filed by tech giants suggest that our interactions with these devices are more closely monitored than we'd like to believe. Google, Amazon, and Microsoft have faced accusations of collecting voice data without consent through their respective smart devices. In 2019, reports surfaced that Amazon's Alexa devices occasionally recorded conversations and transmitted them to human reviewers for analysis. Although these companies insist that data collection is aimed at improving user experience, critics argue that it's a thin veil for mass surveillance. The Snowden revelations in 2013 about the NSA's PRISM program further validated fears that government and tech partnerships could enable widespread monitoring of citizens. These revelations force the public to confront the uneasy reality that our data is not as private as we'd like to think. The implications of such surveillance reach far beyond targeted ads and tailored recommendations. They touch on issues of autonomy, freedom, and the potential for abuse. The rise of digital mind control. One of the most unsettling tech theories suggests that our devices might be influencing or even controlling our thoughts and behaviors. Unlike military projects or obscure research, this theory affects people through everyday gadgets. Social media platforms and complex algorithms don't just serve content, they shape user behavior. Digital brainwashing describes how repeated exposure to curated content can subtly change beliefs. Algorithms that maximize engagement often create echo chambers and promote divisive content for profit. But could there be a deeper agenda? State-backed psychological operations psyops have used bots and disinformation to manipulate public opinion. This raises concerns about whether tech companies are enabling social engineering rather than just information exchange. Digital addiction is another aspect, with apps using reward mechanisms similar to gambling to keep users hooked. Critics argue this turns technology into a tool for control, collecting data and ensuring constant engagement. While some see these fears as exaggerated, the impact on human psychology is undeniable. Documentaries and industry whistleblowers suggest that our choices may not be as free as we think. Are we in control, or have we surrendered to digital architects?